Howdy y'all. I have decided, since I had this all set up for the unboxing, I'm just going to have a little chat. Talk with you guys. Spend a little time with you guys. It's been a while. I haven't really been making videos or really been, interacting with you all like I like to. So let's talk. And at the same time, I'm going to be trying this Hey Girl Get Better, or Hey Girl Feel Better tea. It's an herbal tea, and my friend Kelly just sent it to me, so I'm going to be giving that a try. As you can tell, my voice is not great, so hopefully this will help me be able to talk to you guys a little bit longer. That's pretty good. It doesn't have any kind of unpleasant taste. It just kind of tastes like tea with lemon and honey, but not very much honey. It's not sweet. That's good. I like that. And probably if you're the type of person that sweetens their tea, it would probably be good with like a little spoon of honey or sugar or something in it, if you like that. Okay, so, and here, I hope, I tried to get the camera where you could see my new wax warmer here. I've got some of the clean linen wax in there, letting that melt so it'll smell nice in here. And there's all kinds of stuff that I would like to talk to y'all about. I've written down a few things. One thing is some of my emails are going to spam. I don't know why. But if you send me an email and I don't respond to it, please let me know. Like, drop me a comment or something on one of the videos and let me know so that I can go look for it. Because I found 2 in there today that my friend had sent me that should have been marked as important, and they were just randomly dumped in with all the spam and stuff. So if you try to contact me and I don't answer right away, let me know. I'm not trying to ignore you. Okay, so as you probably know, I am changing over from a ketogenic, really strict carnivore diet where I was tracking all my macros and carbs and calories and fat and protein, and I was keeping up with everything that I eat, and I was measuring everything, and I was weighing myself every Wednesday. Well, it's Wednesday. Normally I do a weigh-in. This whole year I've done a weigh-in every Wednesday, and I'm not going to do it today. I've had difficulty not stepping on that scale today because I'm curious. But I know that weighing myself every week is not good because I tend to get really obsessive and kind of fixated on the numbers on the scale. And I do want to maintain a healthy weight, and I want to know if I'm gaining, like steadily gaining. I want to know so that I can increase my exercise, maybe make a couple other changes, just look at how I'm doing things to make sure that I don't really start gaining a lot of weight, or any weight. I don't want to gain any weight. But my weight fluctuates greatly, which is why a weekly weight is not really accurate. So I've decided to weigh the second Wednesday of the month only. I'm going to weigh the second Wednesday because I think that is going to give me the most accurate picture of what my weight really is without a lot of swelling and hormonal changes and stuff like that. So I think the second Wednesday of the month, at least for the time being, is going to be my monthly weigh-in instead of doing a weekly weigh-in. Okay, because of the Mediterranean diet, some people have shown interest. Deb especially asked me specifically for some book recommendations. And I didn't have any. I've just been kind of searching around online, trying to go to legitimate sources Like the Mayo Clinic has a nice Mediterranean diet page, and you can find a lot of recipes and stuff online. But Kate gave me some information on some actual books. So one of them, I'm not sure who the author is, but the name of the book is The Complete Mediterranean Cookbook. And it has been approved by the American Test Kitchen. And she just kind of threw that in there, but probably not knowing that I really like the American Test Kitchen recipes and the cooks and the way that they do stuff. They really do test it time and time and time again to see what is the best way to go about cooking stuff. And I watch it on PBS, America's Test Kitchen. So the fact that they approved this cookbook really is one of the things that makes me want to kind of seek it out. So that's The Complete Mediterranean Cookbook. Also, she gave me some information on an author named of Elizabeth David. Now, from what she said, this is kind of a pioneer in the whole Mediterranean diet research and stuff. And she's an English author who went around in the 1950s and was studying this type of diet and lifestyle. And she wrote about the Mediterranean diet. So you can check into Elizabeth David, who should have some good books. And also the 30-minute Mediterranean Diet Cookbook. 101 easy, flavorful recipes for lifelong health. And again, I don't know who the author of that is, but that's the names of some books. If you're interested in looking for some good books, then Kate has hooked me up with this information, and I'll try to share any other information about specific books as I get it. So the Mediterranean diet is it's going to be a change for me. Although about 5 or 6 years ago, I think it was, my husband and I did try to stay on the Mediterranean diet for about a year, and we both experienced health benefits from that. I experienced weight loss, but I also experienced a drop in my blood pressure and a lessening of the amount of swelling and fluid retention, and also a lessening in the amount of headaches, joint pain, and kind of like mood swings and stuff. I noticed I was a lot more balanced and stable, and I felt generally, overall, physically and emotionally much better when we were very much totally on the Mediterranean diet. And my husband had a lot of health benefits from that too. He said he actually felt so much better that when he sat down to eat a Mediterranean type meal, it felt like it was giving him energy as he was eating the food. So he responds really well to it. He has a really high metabolism, and he doesn't have to worry about gaining weight. So his diet is really mainly just how he feels. And our traditional diet, where I come from, here in the southern United States, is really carb heavy, lots of saturated fats, lots of pork, lots of salt, lots of dairy and red meat, and the dishes are very, heavy, and that's what made me want to go on a different type of diet to begin with. And so we tried the Mediterranean diet, and both of us really liked the food, most of it. There are a few things that we didn't like. But this time I'm going to really try and eat foods that I don't at first really like, because I know, having, tried different ways of eating, that you can like lots of foods that you don't initially enjoy the taste of. You can acquire a taste for foods, and I'm going to really try to do that. Especially chickpeas. I'm not a big chickpea fan, and chickpeas and hummus are a huge part of this diet. I'm going to have to come around. My husband, he doesn't really like olives. Olive oil, he'll eat olive oil on salads, and we can cook in it, and it's no problem. but he doesn't like to eat olives. And olives are a big part of the Mediterranean diet. So both of us are going to have to kind of come around to eating a few things that we're not really keen on, but more on that later. Okay, another thing about the Mediterranean diet that I really, really enjoy, that really appeals to me, is this holistic concept of it, like that what you're eating or not eating is just as important as when and how you eat it and with who and how you feel about it while you're eating. You should enjoy food. Like, I want to enjoy purchasing healthy foods. I'd like to enjoy preparing meals for my family, and I want to enjoy eating the food. Lately, I have done none of those things. I don't like shopping, I don't like cooking, and I don't really like what I'm eating. I'm just eating it because I know that it will help me lose weight. I'm trying not to focus on losing weight. I'm trying to change my lifestyle to where losing weight is not my main focus and goal of my life. I want to feel good, be happy, and enjoy as much of my life as I can enjoy, including food and meal prep, and everything about food has become tedious and tiresome, and I count it and I worry about it, and I see what's on my plate and I'm counting numbers, and I've got to stop that. It's just ruining my day. The way I'm going about food and focusing on it and stuff. I gotta find a different way because I'm unhappy. Also, I've been sick, and that really made me like reassess my priorities, because normally something like this I'll be over in a few days. I'm still not 100%. Okay, so this diet, well, I say lifestyle instead of diet. The Mediterranean lifestyle is focusing on socializing. And I have to say, I am very isolated except for contact with my husband. Now, I do have a couple of really good friends, and I do have a good relationship with my grown son. But they all live far away from me. The closest one is a half an hour away, and then my son's a couple of hours away. My other friend's a couple hours away. I can't visit with them regularly. Luckily, I do get to socialize with my husband regularly. And so we're wanting to do more things together. And like, instead of eating dinner and then watching TV, we want to do more things like eat dinner, have a good conversation during dinner. That's going to be hard because I like, and he also likes to kind of de-stress at the end of the day and kind of not really complain, but just kind of say how the day went and different things like that we heard on the radio and that we've been exposed to over the course of the day while we were apart, and we want to talk about those. But a lot of times that's negative. I mean, you listen to the news, you don't get a lot of really good dinner conversation. It's all negative. So I'm wanting to try to talk about more positive and interesting things for the both of us. There's lots of subjects that interest both of us. Also, exercise. I don't want to exercise by myself as much anymore. Walking on the treadmill and doing exercises alone, especially the seated exercise I do, Pink Motivation, she has a seated exercise, and I do those on days when I'm sore or stiff, or I have trouble getting around and getting going. I will do the chair exercises. She's lately been doing some roll out of bed chair exercises. Y'all go check her out at Pink Motivation if you're interested. But other than that, and walking on the treadmill on a rainy day, after this heat wave passes, because oh my God, it was like the heat index yesterday I think was 110 degrees Fahrenheit. But anyway, I digress. I want to do like more exercise with my husband, like with me. Like me and him go for a walk together while we can talk and share observations while we're walking. Or we both talked about this. We like to play horseshoes, and we have lots of space around here in our yard. So we're thinking of putting in a horseshoe. I don't know what you call it. Is it a field? Is it a pit? You know, that you put up two little places and you put horseshoes. I guess you don't have to have two. You could use the same way. But we both enjoy playing horseshoes, and it's something that we can do after he's had a strenuous day at work, or if I'm not feeling 100%, like my joints and bones are hurting. It's still something we can go out and be fairly active and enjoy outside. So we've been talking about putting in the horseshoe posts, and also doing more outside with the cats. I would like to try to train them just a little. I find that it is it's really difficult to train cats that are not interested in treats, like Naboo. He doesn't care about treats and being given little special food bits and stuff. He'd just as soon eat his cat food meals, and that's it. So he's hard to train. Also, Howard is, he doesn't really care about treats, so he's also hard to train. I need these animals to respond quickly to me when we're outside. If we begin exploring our property and the cats begin to increase their territory, they're going to come upon things that's going to endanger them. And so I need them to come back to me when I call them. And everybody does it pretty good except for Naboo and Howard. The other ones will come in for treats. Naboo and Howard don't. So I want to work on getting them to come back. To come back to me, and also to come down out of a tree before they go too high up in a tree. Oftentimes they get excited and will run up a tree. Luckily, they normally climb small trees, but if they go up one of these 100-year-old oaks, there's just really nothing we can much do about that if they don't want to come back down. So I'm hoping to work with the cats more outside and do at least a little bit of training. I'm not sure how I'm going to manage this. Naboo really loves attention, so I think I can praise him with attention, but Howard's just Howard. I don't know quite what to do with Howard. Okay, I was going to mention that while I was sick, it was raining almost every day. And when I come out of my self-inflicted quarantine, it started being really hot and really sunny. It has been 100 degrees or close to 100 degrees every day for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. And the heat index is way up there, over 110 degrees. And these cats are something else. So I haven't been taking care of my tomatoes because I haven't felt like it, to be honest. When I go outside in the heat, and just all I do really is walk out, feed the stray cat, which we've named Willow. So I feed Willow twice a day. I was feeding her once a day, but she started calling for food in the evenings, and so now I feed her in the mornings and the evenings. So that being said, I'm really tired, really weak, really hot, really exhausted every time I go outside, especially in this ridiculous heat. So my tomatoes are kaput. There's not much going on with them. They've just kind of scorched in this last heat wave. And I picked about a dozen of them. I have, 15 or so in the window over there. And I'm going to try and do a Mediterranean style marinara sauce and some whole grain pasta for dinner tonight with those tomatoes. But, so the tomatoes are just about over with. I think we're probably going to pull up all the fencing and the tomato cages and everything and store them for next year and just call the garden over with for this year. So there's going to be a transition period from, like I said, the last time I was eating any way close to a Mediterranean, and it was very It wasn't precise. We omitted a lot of foods and we substituted a lot of foods. And we did the best with what we could find in our area, but nowadays a lot more variety than there was 6 or 7 years ago. I was able to find several things that I looked up that I was hoping to find and was surprised to find at my local grocery store. So the transition is going to involve learning how to eat foods I'm unaccustomed to, like red wine. I'm not a drinker. I remember the last time we tried this, we tried several wines and we finally decided on this cheap boxed red wine. We both liked it better than any of the more expensive bottled wines. It was called, I can't remember the name brand, but it was called Delicious Red. It's just kind of a generic red wine, table wine. And we drank it with everything, totally uncouth, or what do you call it, gauche, or whatever. I don't know anything about wine. I don't know. I mean, I guess you're supposed to drink white with fish and chicken, and then red with like beef and lamb. But that's the extent of my wine knowledge. I really don't know a thing about wine. But this diet includes a glass of red wine a day. So I'm going to drink a glass of red wine a day. I'm going to try and figure out the best way to do that, the most appealing way to do that, because frankly, I'm just not big on drinking. And getting in an alcoholic drink a day is a little bit of a challenge for me. But I think, like I said, I can acquire a taste for it and probably even look forward to an evening glass of wine. And I think that might also help me sleep and reduce stress, is to begin enjoying a glass of wine in the evenings. Something else I'm going to have to learn about and acquire a taste for, along with wine, are specific kinds of fish. Now, the fish that I'm used to eating is catfish, tilapia, cod, that kind of stuff, just like plain white fish. I am not a big fan of salmon or tuna or sardines or anchovies, and those are very important fish to eat on the Mediterranean diet. You need to eat those fish. So I'm going to have to find recipes and ways to begin enjoying these high-fat fish that are to be included on this diet. So I'm finding that because I've fasted a lot and I've cut my food down to almost just meat and cheese, it's not hard for me to omit things from my diet. I do find it challenging to add foods that I'm not used to or don't really taste good to me. So I'm going to have to work on that. The fish, the wine, and the chickpeas, as far as adding chickpeas to dishes and eating hummus. It's been years since I tasted either one. I remember not liking them, but I'm going to have to try again, try to acquire a taste for these items that are very healthy and are to be included. Okay, so another thing is relieving stress and reducing stress. And I am my biggest villain. I'm my worst enemy as far as stress. I do not have a stressful life. Oh, come here. Oh, don't bother that. Poor little Naboo, Marina scratched him on the face, and as his little face scratch is healing, it's itching and he's scratching it and it hurts. That makes me so angry at her. She is, stroppy cat. Anyway, reducing stress. One of the things we get Marina to act nice to everybody, that would reduce my stress a lot. And to get Howard to shut up. So these cats, although I love them and they bring me much joy, they are stressors. And that's one of the reasons I want to attempt to train them a little bit to reduce some of that stress. And like I said, I'm my own worst enemy as far as stress. I do not have a stressful life. I do not have a stressful job. I do not have to care for small children. I do not have a lot of money troubles. I mean, we don't have a lot of money, but I am able to pay my bills without stressing over it. And so the things I stress over, at least for the last year or so, has been what I eat, how much of it I eat, what the macros are on what I'm eating, when was the last time I ate, and weighing myself. How much did I weigh last week? How much do I weigh this week? What did I eat that would make me gain weight? What did I not eat that would make me lose weight? It is ridiculous, and it is in my head all the time, and it's got to stop. It's stressing me the hell out. So I can't be dieting like this in the traditional sense, because my brain is just, I just obsess over it. I get fixated on it. I just can't do it this way. I've got to find a better way for me. And a lot of this is, I discuss with my husband, and we're making joint decisions, and he is very pro the Mediterranean diet. So that's a big, one of the big reasons I'm also going to really try this way of living for a good long time, is because we're both in agreement that it seems a very healthy take on lifestyle changes, not just food, but it's very different.